Welcome to Three Mothers, Day 15, and we're revisiting the letters from Day 14, but looking at it from the perspective of Lisa, my mother. So, these same letters revealed a lot about Viola, Lisa's mother, but now I'm going to look at them in regards to what it reveals about Lisa. So, first thing I need to say is I did not find Lisa's letters. Whatever happened to them, they are not here, and I would love to see those letters. First, let me give some tidbits that shock me. So about a year after Lisa married, so about February 1972, not quite about 9 months or whatever, Viola writes this: Lisa, if you are thinking of taking a night course next fall, why don't you start looking into the subjects so you will have some time to ponder about it. Keep your ears and eyes alert about what you are interested in rather than waiting until you hit the deadline. So Lisa wanted to be an OBGYN. That was kind of her dream. She marries Lyle, who's a year older, so he's already established himself as an engineering college student. My mother must have been discussing something about taking night courses. Another thing that comes up, which is really interesting, is this is June 1972. And so this would have been right before the pregnancy. And Viola writes, "Are you writing in your journal?" This may be a very just innocent question, but Lisa wasn't known for journaling thoughts and feelings, as we saw in her little diaries. She's kind of a bang, 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 here's what happened. And in that little calendar I had from 1980, it pretty much listed stuff, and then she just stopped doing it. And so what would prompt this journal writing as opposed to record keeping, which I kind of feel was more Lisa's style. So that was intriguing. There's also, after then, my sister is born, a couple weeks after, Viola writes about, don't worry so much. I know you have a doctor's, I know you're worried about going to the doctor. So what was that appointment for? Was it just a standard, doctor's appointment back in the 70s after you've had a baby? Did she have symptoms of something? I don't know. It's something I can't explain. The grating stuff that I assume mother-daughter, because we've all been there with some of the grating stuff. And so my mom used to tell me about Viola. So she loved talk radio, and she loved talk radio long before she lost her eyesight. And my mom used to say that that grating sound of talk radio, she couldn't stand it. And that Viola had a tendency to kind of believe everything they talked about on talk radio. And so here's one that I found, and I'm just cringing when I read it because I can't believe people actually did this. But she says, "Lisa, we better quit eating raw hamburger." Oh my gosh, people used to eat raw hamburger. "I never was too scared of it at first, but after listening to the article on the Newsweek record, I don't believe it is a good idea. There is a virus molecule that attacks the eyes. It can be transmitted to a fetus and lie dormant for 20 years and then cause blindness. It's said cats are the common cause of it. Their intestines are the greatest place to unite, and the one cell then produces 8 more. I have suddenly lost my appetite for raw meat." Oh my gosh. That horrific story aside, and this was in case you're wondering about the date, December 1971. I can see my mom cringing while reading this, going, oh my gosh, here's another thing. My mom was not really a worrywart, but there were certain things that she absolutely hated, like traveling. She hated going anywhere. She had anxiety over certain things, but that one she would have rolled her eyes at, because trust me, I've panicked enough about food stuff. And then the other thing that comes up where I just see my mom cringing is Viola is concerned about Orville's weight. And he gets up to 156 pounds. He loses some pounds, and so Lisa deliberately sends candy. And Viola makes note of this, but says, yeah, he lost the weight. So he thanks you for the candy because I guess he deserved it because he lost that weight. And then in a letter a couple months later, he's already gained the 5 pounds back. And I can see the push and pull of that mother-daughter relationship. And I can see how it would sound like Viola is just nagging on Orville about his weight and how Lisa would have cringed at that. And so there's a lot of dynamics in these letters, and that's one of the things I'm exploring. It reveals a lot about the dynamics of the relationship and the people's personalities. But as always, it leaves more questions than answers. Until next time on Three Mothers.